Namaste and hello. Welcome to the Art of Yoga Project. My name is Dana. Thank you for taking the time to practice today. Today we're going to do a gentle yoga practice focusing on taking care of ourselves and our body. Let's go ahead and get started by coming into a standing position. We'll move into mountain posture, and we're going to start out with a warm-up of Waterfall Breath, and it's a movement combining our breath and our movement. So to begin with, we're just going to do the arm movements. We're going to bring the arms out in front of us, and then out to the side, then up overhead, and then we're going to forward fold. We're going to come up, and we're going to inhale 1/3 of the way full, bring the arms out, inhale forward third, inhale all the way, and exhale, whew. Another time, inhale up, inhale 1/3, inhale all the way, and exhale. Inhale, 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 inhale. Last one, inhale, inhale. This time staying in your forward fold, allowing the torso to move side to side, and allow yourself to move your awareness from the external world into your own body. Just taking a couple of breaths here in your forward fold. Perhaps moving side to side, or just allowing the body to stay steady. Then we'll bend the knees, and then we'll roll up while we inhale, one vertebrae at a time. Bring the hands up overhead. And then exhale, bringing the hands in front of us as we lower. Bringing the hands into the belly to our mountain posture. And take a couple of breaths here. Feeling the strength of the feet on the ground. And just taking a moment to check in with yourself, a mindful check-in. Noticing the sound and sensation of the breath. And then taking a moment to check in with how you're doing physically, mentally, and emotionally. Noticing the sensations of the body, perhaps the temperature of the air against the body. Noticing perhaps some aches or pains or looseness in the body. Noticing your thoughts. Perhaps it's one thought, or maybe it's multiple thoughts coming and going. And then just notice any emotions that are present. Joy, sadness, excitement, nervous, and being accepting of whatever is present. We're not trying to change anything. The power is just having the awareness of how we're doing moment to moment. Today, we're going to be talking about building resilience. And resilience is about us gaining strength, health, or well-being after we've stumbled or gone through a difficult period in our life. And it's not something that is necessarily intuitive to us or that we're born with, but it is something that we can learn. And we learn that by practicing. And so in our practice today, we'll have opportunities to see how we're responding to our movement and how we can build resilience during our practice. Let's go ahead and bring the hips, the feet about hips width apart. And we're just going to allow our torso to swing side to side. And it doesn't matter what way you go, allowing the arms to move freely. And just noticing your breath. Inhaling and exhaling, however it's comfortable for you to inhale and exhale right now. You can make the motions small and slow, or you can make them really large and fast. And you'll do that depending on how you're feeling. Breathing and moving. And then we're going to slowly slow down until we come to a stop. And we'll take a breath. And just notice how you're feeling now. Perhaps noticing your heart pumping a little bit faster, or your breath a little bit faster. Then we're going to do some side bends, and we're just going to allow the hands to slide up and down the side of the leg and torso. And again, you can do small movements, or you can do large movements. So I wanted to give an example of what two different ways of resilience that we can see in our lives. The first is if we had a big giant bowling ball and we dropped it from a high window. What would happen to that bowling ball? Well, one, if it was high enough, it might crack. You can bring your hand over your head if you'd like, or to the shoulder. The bowling ball might crack and break. But once it did fall, it would just make a big thud and stay there. The other option is if we have a rubber ball. And with a rubber ball, if we drop, it's going to bounce. It's going to not break. It will bounce. And it even has a possibility of making us laugh or smile or feel a little bit playful. So the rubber ball is a more resilient ball. Coming back to a standing, taking a breath here. And again, just noticing the body, the warmth of your body, noticing the breath. And so building resilience, we want to build up that ability like that rubber ball to bounce back when we go through challenging times. We're going to move through a couple of half salutations now. And I'm going to start out facing forward, and then I'm going to turn towards the side. So we're going to inhale the arms up overhead. And then we're going to exhale, bending the knees, coming to a forward fold. Slowly coming down. Bringing the hands to the shins, to the front of the lower leg. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then we're going to roll up to standing. Inhaling our arms up. And this time we're going to lean over to one side. Inhale to standing. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to standing. Inhaling, opening the chest up. And then exhaling, forward fold. Bending the knees as much as you need. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then we're going to step the right foot forward and the left foot back, bringing the left knee onto the ground. We're in a low lunge. We want to have the fingertips on the ground and try and elongate the spine and feeling the stretch in our groin muscles. This is building some strength and flexibility in our legs, elongating our spine. And then we're going to move dynamically, keeping both feet on the floor. We're going to bring the hips back, walking the hands back a little bit. The front foot can come off of the ground. We're keeping the belly on the front thigh and feeling a stretch along our hamstring, the back of our legs and hip. Taking a breath here. And we're going to come forward into that low lunge again. And if you'd like, you can stay where you are, or you can lift the chest up. And taking a breath here. And you'll want to gaze forward. Bringing the hands down. And bringing that right hip back. Stretching the back body. Taking a breath. One of the most important parts of yoga is just breathing. and noticing your breath in each posture. And then we'll come forward once again, lifting up the torso, and then bringing the left hand over the right thigh and the right hand to the right hip, and we'll twist over that leg. And noticing here, allowing yourself to gently move into the posture, noticing the breath, and noticing you may be staggering or shaking a little bit, and notice how you're able to pull yourself back to center. Pulling ourselves back to center is a way we start to build resilience, even if it's on the mat. And then we'll bring both hands down. We'll step the right leg back, and you can come into an extended child's pose, taking a few breaths here, or you can press into downward facing dog, allowing the heels to come down to the ground, feeling the length of the spine, pressing the hands into the ground, lifting up through the hips, taking a few breaths here. And downward dog is considered a resting pose, as is child's pose. So taking a breath and just noticing the sensation of the body, noticing the breath, and then we'll come onto our knees, and then we'll step the left foot forward and the right foot back, coming into the lunge on the opposite side. If the knee is sore or the ground is hard and you have a mat, you can roll up the mat, or you can put a blanket underneath that knee. The hands can be on the ground, allowing the hips to sink towards the ground any amount. And then we're going to allow the hips to move backwards. And again, the belly is going to be on that thigh. The left leg can be bent. And we're trying to lift the chest up and out. It's not about getting the head to our toe or our knee. And we'll walk the hips forward once again. This time we can come up and take a breath. And then come down. And we'll bring the hips back once again, feeling the stretch on the left leg, the hamstrings. And then coming forward, lifting up, taking a breath here, and then taking the right hand and twisting it over the left leg. We're twisting towards the bent knee, taking a couple of breaths here. We're going to bring the hands down once again. We're going to step back into child's pose or downward facing dog. Whichever posture you need right now. Taking a couple of breaths here, noticing. And then wherever you're at, we're going to come into a forward fold. We can bend the knees as much as you like. You can rest the elbows on the knees, allowing the head to relax down. Taking a couple of breaths in the forward fold. Bend the knees and we'll roll up one vertebrae to standing. Inhaling the arms up overhead. And then exhaling as we bring the hands down in front of us. Coming into our mountain pose. Taking a breath here. Now we're going to step the right foot forward and the left foot back. The left foot is parallel to the back of the mat. The right toes are facing out to the side. We're going to move into triangle, Trikonasana. We'll inhale the arms up. Move the hips to the left. We're going to lift up and out. And then we're going to bring the right hand down and the left hand to the hip. Trying to elongate the side body, this side. You can see how many triangles there are in my body. Taking a breath here. And then inhale up. And then let's reverse the feet. You'll be facing away from the camera. The right foot is parallel. The left foot is facing forward. We'll inhale the arms up. Reach up and out and come down. Triangles are incredibly strong. They're one of the strongest structures we have. And so it's another representation of resilience, having the strength. And this posture builds strength in our legs, in our torso, our hips, our chest. And then we'll inhale up, and then stepping our feet together, fidgeting our feet together, back into mountain pose, taking a breath here. We're going to end our standing practice with tree pose. So we'll transition the weight to the right foot, and then we'll lift the left foot and allow the knee to open. You can kickstand the heel on the other leg. The hands can be out to the side. Lifting up through the belly and through the chest and finding your balance. If you'd like, you can bring the left foot up to the calf. If you feel stable, you can bring the left foot up to the thigh. Anywhere except the knee. And part of our resilience is knowing that when we fall, how fast can we move back into our posture? So this posture isn't really about the balancing, it's about coming back into balance when we fall out. And you can see that I've already fallen out 2 times and I'm having a hard time balancing. That's okay. We just want to maintain our breath and come back into the posture and find our strength and our stability. We'll bring that foot down, take a breath. If you need to shake out anything, then we'll transition our weight to the other leg. Lifting the foot, allowing the knee to open, resting the foot on the ankle, on the calf, or up on the thigh. And find your balancing posture. Finding one focal point. And notice, if you do fall, what are you telling yourself? And would you say those same words to a friend? And if not, maybe we shouldn't be saying that to ourselves. And some days we're able to balance better than others. We'll come back, bring both feet down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bending the knees. And then we're going to come down to the ground into a forward fold. Or extend the feet. I'm going to do it at a diagonal. Inhaling the chest up. And this might be the forward fold for you today. Flexing the feet. Lifting the spine and the collarbones, and then walking the hands forward, trying to maintain a flat spine. Lifting the chest up towards the diagonal and taking a breath here. And then allowing everything to just soften. The knees can bend, the feet can shake. The torso can bend down. Just take a couple more breaths, not pulling ourselves, just allowing gravity to do its business. Breathing in, so you know you're breathing in, and breathing out, so you know you're breathing out. And then rolling up one vertebrae at a time. And then coming into our final resting posture, Savasana. You can recline down on your back, allowing the hands to come out to your side, feeling the support of the ground. The eyes can be open or the eyes can be closed. And to begin with, notice the sensation of the feet touching the ground. Noticing the hard floor, noticing perhaps socks or clothing touching your skin. Taking an inhalation and an exhalation. Breathing in and breathing out. Noticing the sensation of the breath. The cool air moving through the nostrils. Noticing the chest expanding and contracting on the inhalation and the exhalation. Noticing the belly rising and falling on the inhalation and exhalation. And if you're still holding on from something this morning, from class or something from earlier in the day, perhaps on your next exhalation, you can soften and let some of that go. Only hold on to what is serving you, what builds strength. Breathing in and breathing out. Noticing the sensations of the body and of the breath. Knowing that you've done everything right. Perhaps allowing yourself just to take a few moments here to rest the body and to rest the mind. Breathing in and breathing out. And perhaps notice how it feels to allow yourself to take rest. And know that this feeling can be available to you. And now perhaps taking a few moments to reflect on class. And maybe to notice where you felt more resilient in class. Where you felt a little stronger. Where you felt a little healthier. Perhaps where you felt like you were able to come back to your center, to who you are. Perhaps a little more quickly than normal. And then these thoughts can expand beyond the mat of when you felt more resilient and when you were able to bounce back and maintain your health and vitality. And I'm going to end this practice allowing you to remain reclined in your rest posture, taking as much time as you like. And I wanted to thank you for practicing with me here on the Art of Yoga Project YouTube channel. Thank you for showing up. The light within me sees and honors the light within you. Thank you.